We spoke today about a couple of things. The three-window system. Window one was the body language expression. We had a couple of tips for this though. Not only just a toothpaste smile, but an imaginary light bulb that we know where this light bulb is. Either with the audience or with your own movement. Or with couple dancing, even with your partner. Yeah? So that is one thing. To create the correct feeling with the correct motion and the correct music. The middle window was the characteristic of dance, which basically means when I look in the window and I see people dancing, do I recognize what music is playing? Are they able to show that to me? So when I cut off the arms, the legs, I draw two diagonal lines, I gave an example, and your center has this light bulb. What is the motion there on the imaginary wall? Yeah? Does it create a smooth motion? Does it create a pulse action? Does it create a rise and fall action? Does it create a Cuban action? You see that? Yeah, so there's different outlooks. So a good dancer is able to show the characteristics. We spoke about it a little bit later. Yeah? And the third window is somebody a powerful natural dancer. We gave you some tools to understand how to do that. Three things I gave you as tools. Foot position. First, second, third extended. Fourth, fifth extended. But basically, why were they so important? Because it's the fundament of your house. If you have a triple forward in a polka, for example, I want to go in a third extended position, a closed third and a third, because it places my body in a certain direction in this dance hall. If I make a rock step, a check forward in a cha-cha, I want to place it in a fifth open position, because it gives me body power. If that position is not correct, my whole body is not correct. It's the fundament of your house. Yeah? So foot position. We talked about chakras. 7 chakra points, energy points. 1 in the back of the head. Second, third, fourth, fifth, pelvic 6. Inner connection, inner thigh connection 7. Functions 1 and 6. Your vertebrae, your spine. If you cut it, it don't look strong. Not only that, there is no creation, no ability to create a movement in the upper body. If you have that tension, you can create a movement in the upper body. That's your chakra 1 and 6. Your chakra 2 is your third eye. Is it functioning? Is it not functioning? Chakra 3 is the neck area. Is it stiff or not? Do you realize you can use it differently from the body? Chakra 4 and 5, these are smooth dances where we do not descend in the hip, where we push, nightclub, walls. Low chakra is the rhythmical dances. I'm more forwarded on the ball of the foot because I want to be quicker, and I do descend into it because I want to create that body action instead of the driven action. Chakra 6 we spoke about. Chakra 7, connection between the legs. Basically, we not only think about the stepping leg, we think about the standing leg that creates something in your whole body continues. The standing leg that creates a compression. Yeah? And not only the stepping leg, because that is the empty step. Yeah? So that is what we spoke about, and we spoke about the lines. Yeah? So you always compare as a human being different lines. One eye here with Roy, other eye here with Roy. Nice guy, nice explanation, but it looks a bit strange. You understand? Because always, even without noticing, you compare things. Yeah? These 3 things will make you a strong natural dancer. These 3 windows makes you the perfect dancer. It's almost mission impossible. I've seen 25 years competition dancers. Some of them are good in 1, some of them are even good in 2, but in all 3, there's hardly anybody that makes all 3 perfect. But it would be nice. Somebody's a little bit better in 1, other one. So this is the first explanation of the 3 window systems. Then we took a look at a couple of motions. We took the middle window and we spoke about characteristics. We started with smooth dances. We started with the nightclub, the basic 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. We spoke about where it came from, the characteristic, the slow dance. We realized it's a lateral dance. We realized there's no stop in the center. It's a continuous movement. We realized, oh yeah, the end count before count will accent the upcoming count. That's why this counting is maybe a little bit weird. And 1, 2, and 3. You want to accent the slow. We talked about watch out not being rotational. We talked about not rocking back and stepping together to create a continuous movement. We talked about watching that you're not gonna rotate before you step on it, because still, even though it's a third position and you want to open the hip, you still want to be lateral to create this nightclub movement. Yeah? It's a pushing dance. Yeah? Then we make a step to another school dance, which is the West Coast swing. We did a little exercise. Walk, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Start it again. We used to do that to understand a couple of things. First of all, where's the body weight? I showed you the difference. Where your body weight is different, you create different kind of visual effects. Yeah? So in the West Coast swing, inliners, you want to stay more in the middle because you want to create that laid-back feeling, that smooth feeling. Yeah? We spoke about don't be stiff. Shoulder line, hip line, parallel. It doesn't mean you have to keep it straight. You still can use that body for rotation, as long as you don't isolate it, because then you're going into Cuban action. Yeah? We talked about the function of the legs. It's still action-reaction. So don't make it stiff. Bend and stretch to create an actual movement. Then last but not least, we talked about compression underneath the foot. You don't want to have no compression because that gives that feeling. You want to be able to roll the ankle in a controlled way. Yeah? To keep it smooth. And that we adjusted to the exercise. And then we listened to the music. And we realized as well, we just took an example of the West Coast, but all music have this. We not only have necessarily a bass line, only with some house music is there, yeah? But we have a melody line, we have a music, a vocal line, we have different lines. A good dancer makes use of all those different instruments, yeah? So they use their body as an instrument to show visual what you hear. That's what a good dancer basically does. That's what I try to explain in this whole afternoon, yeah? Now, West Coast, then we went into Cha-Cha, I believe. Help me out, Cha-Cha. Then we talked about ABC. A, collection, B, C. A, B, C. We created a hip line. You see that? We suddenly start to realize, hey, even the hips actually are not action. They are a reaction of bending and stretching the leg, the bicycle. Keeping it isolated. So in this case, I do want to rotate in opposition. Not the same as West Coast. In this case, I do want to isolate. So when do I isolate? When I keep the body forward. And I open the leg. Yeah? Instead of thinking about the screwdriver like this, because then you create a pretty robotic movement. We think about the screwdriver like this. Opening, and closing. Yeah, ball lead everywhere, and other than that we spoke about a little bit about arms. Yeah, for the ladies in the rhythmical dances, try to accent the contours of the body. Yeah, try to accent the contours of the body. Men, try to accent the chest, and with the nightclub walls, the classical arms, soft lines, tree, trunk, branches, leaves, different tension. Try to touch the ball from the inside. That was it. Thank you very much, ladies.